Are you ready for Wednesday? It is TGIW. You get a special double episode because I missed last week for so many reasons. First, comics came out on Thursday. And then if you saw my last posted video, my back issues, you saw how I was reconfiguring my comic room. So it was kind of a mess, and it's the same one that I recorded here, obviously. So it was not in a state to record. But over the weekend, I got it into that state, and I recorded this video, and then the audio was all messed up, and I did not feel like doing it again. So I didn't, because I'm an adult, and I got to make those decisions. So I decided just to wait, and since it was such a short or small week anyway, I figured we would just compact last week and this week and merge them into one. So that is what I am doing today. So we have some catch up. So Bow, book of the week of 2 weeks ago. Super easy choice because there was only one book that I got. Venom 21. The intro to Venom Island. Eddie Brock is on an island, which we are calling Venom Island, and he is venomless, and Null has been conjured or whatever. So things don't look good. So he's going all native or whatever on the island. So it was fun. The second part of this came out this week, so I'm excited to see that continue. All right. So, last week, here we go. Not a huge week, but some fun stuff. Spider-Man Venom Double Trouble. This is so fun. This is so cute. Look at this. Look at the way that Venom is drawn. Look, he's just a big old hunk, dopey kind of guy. Spidey's all small. This is... Don't let the art fool you or anything. Like, the art is cute. The story is good. This has been a really fun book. Daredevil, more of Daredevil not being Daredevil by being Daredevil. Right? The best way to not be Daredevil is to dress up in a different costume, but still do all the same crap. Oh, I'm not Daredevil. Like, you're doing the same stuff. I don't get it. I mean, it's good. Like the Elektra coming back. I don't really care about Elektra that much, but it's been all right. The story that we're getting with Fisk is a lot better than what we're getting with Daredevil and Elektra. I don't understand. They're like, I'm never being Daredevil again, but he's going out and just being Daredevil. Like, just because you don't call yourself Daredevil doesn't mean and dress up differently doesn't mean that the risks that you run as being Daredevil don't exist. I don't get it. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I need to explain to me. I don't know. Doctor Doom has been great. I love Doctor Doom. Good series. Justice League Dark. DC Magic Universe. Bad stuff going on. Maybe this actually, because this is 2 weeks ago. I have read these. But it ends with some hope, but also Eclipso, Eclipso, don't want him showing up. Detective 1018. All I really have to say about Detective and even Batman at this point is that I'm so glad that City of Bane and Miss Freeze saga or whatever is over. They were good, but they drug on for too long. So it's good to see something different out of Batman. Joker and Harley number 2. This is nowhere near as good as Harleen. Nowhere near as good. In this, we're getting Harley Quinn as sort of a psychologist working for the police department, trying to figure out some stuff. The Joker Harley connection hasn't really been there yet. I don't know about the art. It's kind of all over the place. So sometimes it'll do that art over real life, and then sometimes it will just be sketchy or black and white, and I don't know. And the art over real life is, I don't know. It's disturbing. It's disturbing to me. Luckily, it's not the entire book, but at the same time, because it's not the entire book, it's like choose a style. It takes me out of it. It's not great. It's not great, but we'll keep with it. The only thing they pulled off the shelf is Thor, which, yes, Thor. Thor is one of those characters that I really, really want to like more than I do. Every time a new Thor book comes out, I'm like, all right, this is it. This is the time that I get it. I understand why Thor is so cool. I mean, Jason Aaron's run was fine for a while, and I got tired of it. Again, it's just probably me that I don't really understand the appeal of Thor that much. But I give it a shot every time because I understand that I'm the one that's probably wrong, right? I can admit that. I am the one that is wrong for not liking Thor. So I keep giving it a chance. I keep giving myself a chance to do what's right and like Thor. Maybe this is the book. Maybe this is the run that actually does it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the whole Asgard thing is like so much to wrap your head around, and I don't know. And maybe because I haven't been doing Thor stuff, like it's above my head. Like not above my head, but like I don't understand it as much because I haven't been reading it. I don't know. Anyway, but this is also last week's book of the week. This was really, really good. It was fun. It had a great ending. I'm really excited to see where it goes. So maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the one. Stuff that I got last week out of bins. I picked up a chunk of Spectacular Spider-Man from some back issue bins. So I got the annual one and just some various back issues I need to fill in my Spectacular Spider-Man run. They had issue number 5 of Peter Parker, it's a 5-issue series. I just needed number 5. They happened to have it, so that was great. And then an original graphic novel, Spider-Man Doctor Strange. Because why not? Because Spider-Man Doctor Strange, them buddying around and doing something, I'm sure it's going to be cool. So I picked that up. So that is it for this week. Last week. And again, the book of the week for last week was Thor number 1. I want to like it. I want to like it. I really, really do. I really want it to prove me wrong. For this week, we have Batman 86. Again, same thing. I'm glad City of Bane's done. It was fine. It just, man, that went on it felt like years. Deadpool number 2, King of the Monsters. All right, King of the Monsters, Deadpool. Let's do it. Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider, I mentioned when I picked up the first issue, is a similar thing that I have with Thor. It's like, I want to like him more than I do. Like, it's Ghost Rider. He rides on a motorcycle with a flaming skull's ahead. What isn't to like? But I sometimes have a hard time getting into him. But this series has been really good. We have both Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch both in there, kind of going against each other a little bit, playing very different roles. It's been great. Savage Avengers, and I just got into this recently. Super fun. Conan, I'm getting to be fine with Conan in the main Marvel universe. I'm getting there. Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality. So this is by, man, I have my Peter David story. I have a Peter David story. This is by Peter David, so I'm going to tell you a Peter David story. But it's Spider-Man and his symbiote time, so it's going to be fun. Peter David. I really, really like Peter David as a writer. I really like his stuff. I've read a lot of stuff. He had a good run on Hulk. And a bunch of other stuff. He was a lot bigger, a lot more prevalent or prominent in kind of the early to mid 2000s. But I really, really like his stuff. So I went to a Wizard World Chicago in, maybe it was probably early. It was early to mid 2000s. And that's when creators were there, and you could just walk up and say, "Hey, will you sign this?" I mean, they're at their table, right? They're just roaming around, and you're throwing stuff at them. But they have a table, and like it doesn't cost you anything. They're just sitting there to promote their stuff, I guess. So it didn't cost anything. You just go up and say, "Hey, will you sign a couple of things for me?" So I had a couple of things for him to sign. I had an Aquaman 1 from that I think it was a 90s run that he did. And something else. It might have been a Hulk that he'd worked on. Anyway, there were two things I had him sign. And he was kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll sign him. Like, that's what he's kind of there doing. Fine. So he takes out what he's signing stuff with, like this Sharpie, but it's like a silver glossy Sharpie, not just like your normal sort of signing Sharpie. So it's got like a wetness to it. There might be some other books in there, but anyway, so he signs a couple of books. He signs one and puts it down, and then signs the other and puts it right on top of it. Right on top of this super wet signature that he just made. And I'm like, okay. And I take the books, like, okay. And I walk away. And as soon as I'm away, I take the books apart. And sure enough, the one that's on the bottom is completely smeared on the one that's on top of it, on its back. So they're both basically ruined. I was so upset. Like, you've been doing, and this was like the last day of the convention. So if this is the first convention you've used that marker, you know this by now. That is what you cannot stack. You have to set them apart and let them dry, let them breathe. But he's like, sign. I was incredulous. Like, I can't believe it. So, and this is the last day of the convention towards the end. So I am running around to retailers and like, okay, do you have like, this is Aquaman 1. It's like a $4, well, at the time, I mean, even now, it's probably like a $2-3 book. It's not like a big deal. Neither of the books were a big deal. It's just, they were books that I liked, and I liked Peter David, so I wanted him to sign him. It wasn't to flip them or anything like that. It's just like, these are books that you've done that I really like. I would like your signatures. So I ran around the convention to find 2 more copies of these things that were ruined. And I found them, and they weren't expensive. So then I go back to Peter David. It's like, hi, it's me again. And I told him what happened. Like, yeah, you signed these. I had you sign these 2, and you put them on top of each other, and they smear each other. And he's like, that sucks. Sign. That's it. Like, it wasn't like even a sorry or anything. Like I didn't expect him to pay for the books or whatever, but just like some sort of something to show, like, oh, I shouldn't have done. I wasn't thinking, or it's been a really long show and I didn't even think of it. I'm so like anything, but that sucks. Yeah, here, sign it again. So I have a love-hate relationship with Peter David. I love his work, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on. TMNT 101. And after 100, oh man, I'm so excited to see where that goes. Excuse me, I'm reorganizing stuff that, I mean, you don't care about. This is my problem. All right, so Venom 22, part 2 of Venom Island. Immortal Hulk. Again, Immortal Hulk has been amazing. If you are not reading Immortal Hulk, read Immortal Hulk. I understand we're on issue 29. It's not easy to go get those back issues. Some of them are pretty expensive at this point. Wait for the trades. Whatever you have to do, read that friggin' book. Amazing Spider-Man, number 37. Man, those are some monsters. Cool. Spider-Man beating up monsters. Love Spider-Man. And The Amazing Mary Jane. This book has been fun. Making a movie about Mysterio with Mysterio. Trying to say like his side of the story. Like it's been good. Her keeping a secret from Peter. All right. And I didn't get much else. I didn't get anything off the shelf today. And as far as back issues go, so I mentioned that I can't find any more in my local shops any more Venom minis. That well has run dry. For the rest of my Venom minis, I'm gonna have to go online. So instead of looking for a Venom mini every Wednesday, I'm going to go looking for some old Spider-Man, either minis or one-shots or something like that. This is pretty 90s, so I'm going to go for the 90s stuff when I can find it, just because I love that era. So this time, so I got Spider-Man, The Power of Terror. Look who's there. Deathlock. Man, do you get more 90s than Deathlock? I mean, I think he was actually created in the 70s, but he's such a 90s character. It's like, I'm a dead cyborg guy with guns and backpacks, and yeah, it's just he was made in the 70s for the 90s. So yeah, so that is it. That is everything from the last 2 weeks. That's 1 and 1, 2. So let me know as always what I missed. What am I getting that is awful? Should I just drop Joker Harley because it's really not very good? Or I'm 2 issues in, so I might as well just follow through. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Again, I'd like to stress with small creators like myself, I'm not looking to monetize. I'm not looking to become famous or anything like that. But I would like to reach more people if possible. And the way that happens, views obviously are good, but what really helps is adding a comment or just throwing a like. So I'm going to time out. I'm going to give you like 2 seconds is all it takes to hit that like button. Just 2 seconds is all it takes. You just do that. That's all you got to do. That's all you do. And it's done, and it helps a lot. I'm not asking you to donate or anything. Just hit a little button. Just cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. But subscribe as well up here somewhere, and then watch maybe another video that I've done over here. It'll probably show up. But that's it. I will see you soon. Later. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.